Great seeing you here for devotions today. All this week, we're talking about forgiveness, not holding bitterness, not living in anger. Stop walking around with hurt feelings all the time. There's nothing more repulsive than have somebody around going, you hurt my feelings. Okay, there's something spiritually wrong with that person. Like, you can't live like that. You got to bury the hatchet. You have to forgive them. Okay, look with me, Psalms 37, verse 8. He says, refrain from anger. Anger goes right along with bitterness and unforgiveness. And forsake wrath. Fret not yourself. It tends only to evil. Okay, listen, you ponder, you keep thinking about things, keep thinking about reasons why you're mad. It's only going to go to evil. Listen, this is not going to go anywhere good. Matthew 5:44, Jesus said, I say to you, love your enemies. Do you hear that? And pray for those who persecute you. Let me talk about your family right now. I would say more people are bitter with their family members than anyone else. So I have these people, I see it at the funeral homes. And okay, don't get me wrong. They may have been 100 times wrong. I don't care if it's your brother or your sister or your mother or your father or your ex-wife or husband. I don't care who it is. You have to forgive them. Today, you have to bury the hatchet. This is important because Jesus, notice he says here, he goes, I want you to love your enemies. What about your family? Listen, you don't have to make them change. You can't change. Let's say they do it to you over and over again. What did Jesus say about forgiveness? He goes, I want you to forgive them 70 times 70, meaning it's never to end how much you're to forgive them. Now, you don't have to let them hurt you. You don't have to let them abuse you. I tell people, let's say you go to a family member's house. Let's say they're rude and they're ignorant. And they say, you don't have to respond. You just go home. I did this for years. They want to fight about it. Oh, no, everything's fine. It is fine because I already forgave them. I go over again. They get really ignorant and rude, and I just go home. Okay, then he realized I wasn't going to argue. I wasn't going to fight. I wasn't going to put up with it. Well, I had one guy at the church door one day, and he wanted to tell me off. So I said, look, some people are standing there. So I said, why don't we step outside so we could talk? He stepped outside, and I shut the door. I did. Okay, I knew. The guy was just ignorant, rude. I would talk to him about anything, but he did this many times before. And I'm not putting up with that. I'm not mad at him. I'm not angry, but I'm not going to feed into it. Okay, now I want you to think about that in your own life. Okay, look with me down here. When you can't forgive someone, pray for them. It may not change them, but it will always change you. Now, this is for real. So you got somebody, you can't stand them. They hurt you. They defiled your child. Right? They told lies about you. Start to pray for them. So God, I don't know why they do this. I pray that you make them stop. But also, I pray for their salvation. As you forgave me, God, I'm going to forgive them. I'll tell you what, when you start doing that, real slow, you'll begin to change as a Christian. And all of a sudden, the day will come. You'll get mad at people. You don't have to put up with the garbage. You don't have to hang out with some people. But you won't be mad anymore. You're not angry at them. You're not bitter. You're not walking around with hurt feelings. Look at Luke 6:35. Love your enemies. See, Jesus said, love your enemies. Do good and lend, expecting nothing in return. Give things to people that you know they're not going to give. Listen, lending is with the idea you're going to get back. But the Bible says never to expect anything back. So I always lend something out to someone that I know I can afford not to get it back. And if they don't pay me, it's okay. I forgive them. That's what it means. And your reward will be great. Listen, when you get to heaven, God's going to greatly reward you. And you will be the sons of the Most High, for he is kind to the ungrateful and the evil. Now, what's that saying? Okay, when you act like this, and you just love people, you forgive people, you let people go, God says you're a true son of God. Yeah, there are people walking to heaven, and some just got in by the skin of their teeth. We're all saved by grace. Oh, but there are others that are closer to God. There are others, they are God's favorites. They are the true children of God that are closer to Him. Who are those people? It's these people right here. They forgive. Now listen, I want you to forgive. I want you to bury the hatchet. This is it. You're not allowed to be mad at Mark. You don't have to go for counseling over, I got to learn how to forgive. No, knock off your sinfulness. You forgive them today. Jesus says, if you don't forgive, you will not be forgiven.